Hey, what's up? All right. Well, hey, man. I don't want to get into a lot, but I don't know how well you know Brad, but man, there's a lot of weird shit that went down. To the
You finished with your mom's house, or did they close out on it, or did you get the inspection stuff?
yeah, and I left town, man. I think that dude, there's so much of the story. I just need, what happened? So did he offer you a job?
No, this was for he called me the other day about that church, First Presbyterian Church. They're doing a renovation, or looking into doing a reservation. They do this a lot. At a particular church, they tend to get a lot of quotes from people, and then they don't do anything. They got a quote on this, I think, doing this like a year ago, and then they got another quote on it for us to do it. This time, Brad came to me about it.
Huh.
I actually doing a quote on it, which put me in an awkward position because my brother-in-law works for Bannister, and they do all that work for that church.
So, all right. So stop there. So this is normally him knowing that he wouldn't have approached you about this job.
Well, what happened was the church took his number and used it as a reference to get a budget, and then told him, and he actually copied me the email, so I knew he wasn't lying about this, but he actually emailed me and copied me in it from the guy from the church and said, we should put this out to bid now, and we want to get some competitive pricing, and we want you, Brad, to go back and look at your numbers again, specifically on the flooring and the electrical, because we think those two numbers are too high. We want you to feel free to get extra pricing. So now he went from thinking he had the job to now church putting it out there to two other contractors.
Because he was charging too damn much, right?
Yeah. He thought it was a bit high. Well, I went to my brother-in-law and told him this is what he's trying to do. I really don't want the job. I really don't have time for the job. I said, what do y'all want to do? I'm going to leave it alone. And he told me this, well, he says, I'll call Dennis, and I'll just let Dennis give you his number, and you just add $100 to it.
Yeah.
If you don't want the job. And I was like, all right, well, I didn't do that. I didn't call Dennis. I ended up not calling Dennis. I ended up not talking to Brad. I just kind of put him off. And then all of a sudden he called me again, put pressure. I need a number. So I just threw a number out the top of my head. The number that I threw off the top of my head was just random. And I figured it was a bit high. If I got the job, I got it. If I didn't, what the hell? It was within $184 of Dennis's price. Right off the bat, just throwing a number out there.
Yeah.
Because of any worse luck on it. So, of course, he's like, oh, okay, well, I just want to make sure Dennis was honest. I was staying honest. So, I said,
well,
I don't know. What did he do to you?
man, dude, it'd take me a fucking hour to tell you the story, but it started with me with that whole Soundworks deal. I told Mom I'd handle that, and then, he next thing I know, he's trying to cut me out of it. Now, it could have been, I called Soundworks once, I went by there, and then Rodney, I never heard anything from Rodney. And then Mom said, oh, I'd mentioned it to Brad. So I figured, all right, Brad tried to take over so he could middle and pad the deal. Look, man, I used to help flip houses. I know my buddy's dad went to prison for this shit. He was a guy just like Brad in Florence, Alabama. He kept doing that shit. Finally got busted and went to prison. So the way it all went down, it was so obvious. I was, man, he was just trying to get rid of me so he could gouge my mom, you know, and upsell her and etc. So when I busted him, you know, Rodney's like, well, he finally called me back, and then I said, well, look, he said he could come over Thursday or Friday, and I never heard from him. And then I don't know if I called him, he called me, and he said, well, you know, Brad, you know, Rodney had kind of nervous, you know, and you said he was a good dude, like he wouldn't have done that. Like you said, that was all Brad that night we hung out.
Yeah, I don't know what all went down, because I know Brad's got a way of very manipulative.
Exactly, dude. You nailed it.
Yeah, he is, and he does that to his. I figured that out a long time ago. My brother-in-law Robbie figured it out a long time ago. You know, we know what he does. He'll get prices from us.
Yeah.
He'll go out and he'll give to somebody else and say, hey, can you beat this price? And then he'll call back the other contractor and say, hey, man, I got some other numbers from other people, and they're lower than you. So you think you can beat that price? You think you can beat that price?
Bitch.
And he pits everybody against each other. And then what he does is, let's say I put in a bid for a job for $20,000 to do the job.
Yeah.
All right. So then he goes back and he says, you find a couple of subs and he says, hey, man, you know, I really need a good number coming out of the house. Now, he's already got the job. So
Yeah.
let's just say he's already got the job. And he knows he's got the job. And he knows he's got an electrical contractor to put in a price of $20,000. He calls around, gets a couple of subs and says, hey, man, you beat this price. And they'll come in and say, oh, you know, I think I can do it for 17. All right. Then he goes back to his first sub and says, hey, man, I really want you to do the job. He said, but, you know, I had another electrician give me a number for, you know, around 17. You think you can do it? Or you think you can beat that? And if you do, and you end up going back, and you say, okay, well, all right, fine. Well, I'll do it for 16.5 then. You know, well, he still uses your $20,000 number.
Yeah.
In the house. And he's already got the job.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of him trying to get the job. He'll go in there and he'll get a job, and he'll set his subs, bring the top dudes off of it. And then he'll go in there, of course, and do as well and change orders, because that's where he makes his money.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's where any contractor makes his money. I mean, nobody gouges anybody, but when you bid a price up, you bid a job, the idea is to get it done under budget. What you quoted the job for, well, when the customer comes in and makes changes that do cost additional work, that do cost additional material, yeah, you have to bill the customer for it. And usually when I do it, I price it out exactly what it would cost per hour and what it costs for me for material. And yeah, you make money off the top end of what your quote is.
Yeah.
There's guys out there that when they see change orders, commercial jobs especially, that's what money is.
Yeah. Well, man.
You don't. I don't know. I don't. That's what Robbie and I were talking about. I just don't think he lies constantly.
Well, guess what, dude? We're gonna take that son of a bitch down. You don't have to. I don't know when. Look, I created a TV show years back with about GBI agents, dude, and this was a group of women. They're GBIs, and they love me. Like, I dated one. Then we went out, and then I spent the night with her, and I said, look, I didn't even have sex with her because I said, look, I respect you, and we might do business together. And I'm a bit of a man whore, like player. Like, I don't want to do you wrong. Like I'm single right now. Like, I'm just like, and I don't even know where I was living. Like, they were in Atlanta on that case, that cheating scandal up here. And I said, look, I can't remember where I was living at the time. I said, you're awesome, girl, but let's just not like. And she respected that, you know. I didn't use her for sex. I wasn't like, and I was gonna maybe pitch a TV show about him, so I didn't want to screw all that up. Yeah, I said, let's just let this play out, and then, of course, retract each other. And But tonight, we don't have to do this, you know? I was being smart. So now, her and all her GBI agent friends love my ass. You know, so we keep in touch, and one of them might have moved to Texas, but you just confirmed everything, dude, and I'm gonna, and you can stay out of it. I don't, but that dude, I think they fucking tried to kill me, Tony. Like, there's some weird fucking shit that went down, brother. Yes, dude. And now you're really confirming it. I think that dude's a psychopath, man. I mean, there were several different times I think I was poisoned. And there was a robbery in the neighborhood, and they withheld information. I didn't even find out till like the other day when I left it was the carpenter's wife's son that like stole Hank Stone's pistol and ran and escaped through our yard. But yet, it's like later Mom told me, oh, the cops said they escaped through the yard and you were still up. I said, well, how the fuck they know I was up? Just because we leave the lights on every night, that doesn't mean I'm up. Like, I guess they just assume. I mean, and Mom never told me it was her carpenter's son that did the robberies. Why wouldn't she? It's like, they were, and see, I'm a smart, intuitive dude, man. Like, above normal. You know, I busted those dudes at Dale Earnhardt Jr. Chevrolet in Tallahassee. I got the whole thing on film. And then Mom saw how good I was at busting people and shit. I think she's in love with... Dude, I went through Mom's text messages because I got so suspicious. I was using her iPad. Brad's sending her fucking shit like they're dating. I mean, not like, I love you, but like, oh, I thought of you. I took this photo of these gorgeous flowers I saw. To my mom. You know, like a couple, like if you're like dating a girl, you know, and but he's manipulative as shit.
That's the thing. He come across like he's
good old boy.
A good old boy, hardcore Christian.
Yeah, plays that Christian card.
Yeah, he'll throw that out there. You know, what church he goes to, what he does, community oriented, and just all it's about. I mean, honestly, all it's about is that damn boat.
Yep. And guess what? Mom told me it was up for sale.
Oh yeah, well, he was trying to get rid of that house probably a year or so ago because he said he wanted something on the canal where he could load the boat off. But honestly, I think he wants that lady to continue.
Exactly. He's in over his head. He's living beyond his means. Dude, we're gonna have to get together, man. I don't want to put you in danger, your kids in danger. But man, I look, we were getting into it, and Mom, it's like, kept pushing my buttons, dude, with all this other shit, all right? And I was in the kitchen one night, and I said, God damn it, Mom, like, I'm tired of this Brad shit. I said, you know, I was over there with him one morning. They were looking at, the house is almost done, and I walked over a cup of coffee, and Brad's standing there. And he said, morning, Lance. Good morning, Lance. And I said, yeah, what's up? Because he knows I hate him. And he knows I got his number. And he knows I don't fuck around. So we were talking, and that sumbitch walked over and mad dogged me, man. He forced me to shake his hand and look him in the eye. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what you said to that? I didn't know if I told you this or not. I bet you over there and look at that church. I'm trying to remember how it came up. He said something about he came up on your mom's house. We're talking about it.
Yeah.
We got responsibility to keep up. We'll start on this. Oh, that's Palmer house. Mention that up. He said, yeah. He said, we're about done with that. He says, yeah, I heard that, he said, I heard, her, what did he say? I heard from Miss Palmer said that you and Lance hung out the other night.
Oh shit, dude.
I was like, you what?
Dude, he's man.
I said, his mom told you that? And he said, yeah. And I said, yeah. So Lance, he said, well, has he said anything? Have you heard anything about that job from him? Has he said anything bad about me? And I just kind of bit my tongue. I was like, no, Brad. I said, I haven't heard anything negative because this is after, we'd already talked about the whole Soundburst thing. So
dude, you said the right thing.
I said, no. I hadn't heard a thing. And he said, oh, well, good. He said, because, I think that if he moves to Thomasville, something like that, he wants to do the house, that. He said, I'd want to do the house for him. Like that, da. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh my God, no. I know damn well by the time this house is done, they're probably not going to do anything in the world to do with you.
Dude, they tried to kill me, and you're confirming it, man. The whole reason, dude, he's bringing you in that church job is to get information, because I was in the kitchen one night, and I've just had it with all this bullshit, and my mom's been fucking with me, dude. This shit goes deep. And I said, Mom, I'm going to take that sumbitch down. And I said, I bet Tony Garver would fucking testify against that motherfucker in court. And it's like, you say something like that, you know what I mean? It's like, the last thing I think is this sumbitch is capable of trying to, and put you in danger or anything. But I just know what little we talked about,
My brother Robbie's all kind of in a lie, flat out, because he ended up, he called it and just tried it, because he ended up, Brad is bidding on a house.
Yeah.
It's a massive house, it's like a 13,000 square foot house. And it's a doctor, and really, really great people, nice people. I've never met him, but my brother-in-law Robbie was telling me all the time. Robbie knows him. He's friends with the guy. And he's talked to him about it. And he can't, for the life of me, he can't come out. My brother-in-law is he holds true to a very set of values. He is.
Yeah.
He's black or white. He's black or white. He tells you exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah.
He's just that type of person. But he said, I cannot, for the life of me, he says, I can't tell these people not to hire Brad, because he said, I've talked with them, and they said, oh, we feel obligated to him because he's helped us with pre-plan these houses, he's helped us with the bidding and knowing where to make changes and things like that. He's helped us on that so much. He's put so much time in it. Like, we feel like we have to use him. And Robbie's like, he had to bite his tongue. He's like, I can't do that professionally. He says, I can't go behind
Sure.
and trash talk another, contractor right to these people.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel right. He's like, man, he feels so bad because he knows what's going to happen.
He knows Brad's a crook, right?
Yeah, change order. And between you and me, I don't know what the final cost for the budget on your mom's place was, but do you know right offhand just how far over budget?
No, I just.
Or has he on?
No, man, because I've played aloof. Because as soon as I start asking for details, that's when they try to cover them or something. Yeah. And look, my mom could totally be innocent, and they were using her. But I'm telling you, Tony, somebody was trying to kill me, and whether my mom was in on it or not. But man, those text messages to my mom, dude, I mean, that shit was alarming. I said, man, I walked in the house one day, and his contractor book was on our bar, meaning he was there. He'd walked over from the house next door. But they were nowhere to be found. And the house is dead silent. And the first thing went in my mind was, man, are they fucking? It's like, I'm not stupid. I got some coffee, dude. I hung out in the kitchen. I probably ate a bowl of cereal. Nothing. No sounds, nothing. I go, I couldn't even, I'm not even going to go there in my mind. Like, I just got like, and I finally left, and then later, like the next day or later that day, Brad's over there, like magic. I mean, I'm home, I'm in the kitchen, he shows up. And he starts saying, oh, out of context, like out of nowhere, oh, it was like, when you and I were up in the attic the other day, and we were talking about Lance's old football Letterman jacket. Like he was trying to, you know what I mean? Like throw my mind off. Like, oh, they were up in that. Well, guess what? If you're up in our attic, dude, and that big fat motherfucker especially, you will hear footsteps. Like, I've been living in that house since I was a kid. It's like, if anybody's in the attic, you hear them.
Yeah.
If they were in the attic, I would have fucking heard them.
Yeah.
And then, dude, once I showed up, and I nailed it. I called him out on the Rodney thing and the fucking insulation. I said, Mom, if you insulate all the interior walls, because I learned this from my guy in L.A. that flipped houses, it'll make, like, especially older houses, especially an older 2-story house. You insulate all the interior walls, every bathroom, every bit of it, and it makes a house less echoey. It's soundproofing. It's like it makes it tighter, warm, cozier feeling. It just deadens the echoey. It makes a difference. I help flip houses, like with a major guy in L.A. We sold that particular house to James Woods, a famous actor. I learned some shit. I don't know. I'm no pro like you guys, but I know basics. So I was like, well,
yeah, interior insulation is just, especially in a house with no carpet. If you have a house with no carpet at all,
exactly.
You've got wood floors. You almost have to do wall insulation in the walls, or you're going to hear everything.
Yeah, the footsteps. So I said, anyway, I said, well, look, get an extra. How much they charge to do the interior walls? It was $2,000. And I go, man, I can go to Lowe's and get rolls of fiberglass for $35 a pop and probably knock it out for $250 or $200. Like, we're just talking a few. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like, I said, what? And that was the same time as the Soundworks thing. And the Soundworks thing was so obvious, dude. So then I called him.
Inflation's cheap, man. They're going to do a little house next door, and a little executive rental, man. It's like 1,100 square foot house. And insulation guy quote me, he's going to blow in insulation in the whole attic for $800.
See? They're going to charge $2,000, dude, for a few interior walls. I said, damn. I said, what? So then I called him out on that. When I called, that included over the garage. Like, he backtracked because he knew I had his number. Like, I said, well, I'm pretty sure Mom didn't say that included the garage. But you know what? I just let it play out. I said, I'm going to let this motherfucker run his game. And at the end of the day, I'm going to take him. And you know what? You told me you bid on that house. When I called him out, at first he sounded all Billy bad, And then I said, Brad, let me tell you something. I know you think I come down here and I fucking just hang out, and do. I said, man, I came from the streets of Harlem, dude. I used to live in fucking Harlem. Like, I shot a movie in my house. I was the only white guy on a crew of 30 black. Half of them were true gangsters. We shot scenes in my apartment in fucking Harlem, dude. I'm no Thomasville fucking good old boy. I said, I don't fuck around. I took down a club in Orlando with the U.S. Department of Labor. My old Charles Baker from Thomasville. He used to work for Dad, and him and I worked together. He's a federal agent for the U.S. Department of Labor. And we took down this club in Orlando. My girlfriend was working for a bunch of Middle Eastern scumbags. And that dude, I said, I took my record label, I had the IRS audit them. They were stealing from me. I said, nobody fucks with me, dude. After that, his whole vibe, his attitude changed. He started backtracking, dude. Whoa. Well, I mean, I will admit, there's a lot of crooks. You're right. There's a lot of crooks in this business. I said, yeah. You think? Well, okay. I mean, I will admit that one thing might come in kind of high. the electrical. And I said, I said, I got you fucking scared now. And what, you told me you bid on the electrical.
Well, not on your house. I turned that job down.
Oh.
Turned it down.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I was going to bid it, but I turned it down because I didn't want to do anything more with it.
Anything more? So you did something on it or no?
Do what now?
You said you didn't want anything more. Oh, with him.
Yeah, I didn't want to do any jobs with him.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know at the time who it was.
All right. Well, look. Here's the dude.
Yeah,
all right.
Here's mom because I knew the Palmer name.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm saying. It'd been like 15 years since I'd done any work for her, and I was working with Bannister at the time. So
yeah.
I didn't even. Yeah.
All right. Well, look. Here's the deal, man. You confirmed I was right on everything. Now, I think Brad took it a step farther. I think when I showed up and I busted his ass, and he, and then I'm sharing information with mom, thinking I'm trusting my own mom. Well, there's all this deep family shit, dude. My mom never accepted me. She wants me to be Brad. She wants me to be a guy like you, which is fine, dude. Sometimes I wish I was a simple fucking, my life's been, people think I've had it made, dude. And look, I've been fortunate in a few ways, but they have no idea, dude, what went on in our house with my dad. He fucked me up, dude. He fucked my mom up. Everybody in Thomasville, the Palmer, everybody, we're not keeping up with the Jones, we're keeping up with the Palmers kind of thing. The cars. And we'll get in all that later. I'll tell you the shit. But, man, it's like, when I left my mom, it was like a slap in the face of them. I didn't want their business. I didn't want their town. I didn't want their lifestyle. I didn't want to dress like them. I didn't want to, I wasn't a creative actor, musician, writer, director, producer. I wanted to live in L.A., New York. I came home with long hair, dude. My dad kicked me out of the house the first Christmas I came home in 94. He said, you ain't ever allowed my goddamn house with that long hair. And I said, fine, I'm going to Atlanta to see my friends. He said, well, don't come back unless you cut it. I come back. I didn't cut it. Oh, fuck you, man. I live in L.A. You don't pay my bills. He cut me out. He said, when I moved to L.A., it's yo-yo time. You're on your own. And I said, well, duh. Why do you think I'm doing it? So I can get as far away from you as I can and get off your pay. You're not paying for my college. He was a dude. It's like I could spend hours telling you every detail, but my mom, they never helped me move. They never came to visit me, ever. My dad never called me. He never told me he loved me. When he died, they didn't even tell me he was in the hospital, dude. I just got a call the next day, said he was dead. He didn't say, hey, get Lance on the phone. I want to say goodbye. My mom didn't want, it's like, my mom, my dad, my sister, they never understood me, never accepted me. I came home recently and I watched all these documentaries on food. And I'm trying to stay fit and keep my youth, for my business. It's my job to stay fit. And I said, well, I cut out meat. I'm a vegetarian, but not permanently. I want to go a few months and see if I felt better, see if it helped my depression. Because these documentaries, dude, food's a big... So my mom couldn't stand it, dude. The first thing she did was try to get me to eat meat. So she hates the fact I'm fit. I can stay, not thin, but keep my weight in control. I'm disciplined. I live in all these cities. I got all these friends, these famous friends. This huge movie dude's coming out. It's a fucking massive movie, bro. It's it's so big, it's scaring me. I'm like, holy shit. My first break is in could be the biggest movie of the decade. So,
kids are getting so big and just talking about he's been a part of their family for years.
Right.
It was so awkward.
Wow.
In those meetings, because he would come in there just he'd known them their whole life. I could see it. I've always had a way of just kind of reading people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me too, dude. Intuitive. It's somebody's character. You're a good judge of character.
Yeah.
I got a good vibe from you. I said, man, this Tony's a good dude. And then you told me about what happened with your kids and stuff. I said, shit, man, this guy. I wanted to give you the work to help me install Mom's stuff. You know, I wanted you to get the money.
I didn't want to do it anyway because it sounded like it's a cool idea. Just the housewarming gift.
Yeah, and I was gonna bring you in and, like, you know, get Mom to just hook you up with a check and a little extra. Look, man, he's been through some hard times. Like, he's a good dude. He's a motor. You know, I saved her a fuck ton of money on it because, dude, they would have rolled like that. Rodney shit was so. And I figured Rodney was probably a good dude, and they kept trying to figure out a way to do it without me there, and I showed up anyway, and the look on their faces was like, oh shit, Lance is here. And then they tried to go upstairs without me because they were going to, you know, oh, let's upsell Miss Palmer on a big old home theater up here. I mean, he's so arrogant. He just thinks he can do anything. He thought he was going to pull that shit on me. He fucked with the wrong dude, man. And, dude, it went so far, I swear to God, dude. They fucking tried to... Either he was trying to kill me and my mom couldn't figure it out, or it was him and Charlotte, fucking Charlotte Adams, Scott Adams' mom, his mom's housekeeper. Dude, I've got issues with Scott Adams. Sucker punched me in the face one night. He's hated me so bad in high school, and he's been in prison, man. They beat him up. They beat him within an inch of his life in prison. And
Really?
Yeah, dude. And Mom keeps saying he might get out soon. And, dude, there was that Sunday. There's this long story about Subway. All of a sudden, look, I'm an actor, dude, and I'm not. I'm a highly trained fucking like, I'm no bullshit Baywatch actor, dude. I spent years developing. You know, I live with Scott Wilson out there, Herschel from The Walking Dead. Well, he's playing poker with all these famous Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta said, "Man, you got to study with Harry." I got in one of the top acting coach classes in the world. I can spot a bad actor from a mile away. And my mom's been a bad actor, dude. And Mom didn't say anything. She was like, she was speechless, like, what, why? What do you think happened? Like, not alarmed, not like, well, shit, should we take you to the hospital? Like, nothing. I mean, dude, this shit gets so weird. So she comes in one day acting again. Hey, isn't it those Subway sandwiches you like? The veggie ones at Subway? So odd. Like, and I go, man, what's she up to? And it's her and that Charlotte bitch, her housekeeper. And they're acting all, you know, well, let's get some. Let's get some of those sandwiches you like so much. And, dude, I'm the most street smart, intuitive, perceptive, clairvoyant, cognitive, or whatever you call it. Dude, I have a great batting average, man. I'm usually right on everything. Like, my friends will tell you. It just, like, the assistant director of Baby Driver just confirmed something I thought went down on, anyway. So,
before that, then after he left Pennyworth Homes, I think that's when he ends up in starting Cornerstone, or going to work from Cornerstone with Mike King.
But I think my mom's house is like the first full house from the ground up he's built, or on his own at least.
Maybe on his own, because I know he's done several houses, because he was involved. I think he was getting sued by a plantation here, not too long ago. I don't know whatever became of it, but they built a plantation house, and the fireplace wasn't built properly. And when they built the fireplace, I think the heat or something, embers leaked out, or the heat built up in a certain place where it burned it to the damn ground.
What?
And, yeah, it was a couple of years ago. I didn't know anything about it until actually a couple of years ago. Somebody mentioned it. So, yeah,
he built a place and then it burned to the ground?
Well, he built his company. I mean, they built a plantation house. And I guess everything everything passed inspection and everything went like it was supposed to, but apparently it burned to the ground, and they determined that the fire was caused by a faulty fireplace. I never knew any more of the details on it, but I know that he was involved. I think they were suing him or going to sue him. I don't know if anything ever came of it. I hadn't heard more of it, but after they built that house, they ended up doing Kickapoo Plantation and built that massive house out there. And that was a huge project, but that's where he made off with a shitload of money. I think they ended up with I think him and Mike each got 7% off that job. So I think he walked away with like $800,000, something like that. So that's where he went out and bought that boat. He bought a beach house. He just bought.
Right. So he saw my mom, as a cash cow. And my mom gets played by everybody because she's just a sweet, generous woman. She doesn't like to question shit. She can afford, so she'll just write you a check. She just, she wants to believe it's still Mayberry, dude. Everybody's trustworthy. Dude, I found out the loan on the mortgage for that new house is a 4% variable loan.
Oh, no.
I said, what? So
variables are never a good idea.
At 4%, like interest rates were down to like 1 to 2 to 3, like especially mom's basically qualifies as a first time buyer builder because dad did everything,
Yeah.
I know, lenders that would have gave her a killer deal. So then she said, I was trying to call them, and the bank or whatever, whoever's, I don't know if it's, kept avoiding my calls, wouldn't call me back, because hell, they were screwing her.
Yeah.
But what I got to,
people like Brad is kind of, it's funny to me. I don't know. I grew out of it after high school as far as
right.
Materialistic and.
Well, he told me he's always wanted to be me. He's like, dude, because I had a successful run at football and we won state, and my dad, we had the Ferrari, and Mike Bobo looked me up in Nashville a few years back after they almost beat Alabama in that SEC championship game. He was in coaches conference in Nashville. Hit me up. Mike Bobo was our little water boy when we won state. His dad was our coach, George Bobo. Yeah. Mike Bobo, man, he's like, dude, you were my hero. And I said, what? I said, get out. I said, you're my hero now. I said, shit, look how well you've done, man. You're offensive coordinator at Georgia. I said, I'm so happy. I said, man, that's my little water boy. When we won state, he's running water out to me. Come on, Lance. We can win. You can win, So Brad's like, man, I always wanted to be you. I tried to get number 76, but I don't know, something happened. Like I was playing defense, so I ended up not getting it. So I think he made that shit up, trying to play me after I called his ass out. But look, this is Tony. Like, I will totally keep you out of it, but I have to report this to the GBIs, man. I mean, this shit, I swear, man. Somebody try, I gotta run this shit by these girls, and they're, all the motive, dude, is there. He's losing his house. He's got this little lady. He's wealthy. Her son steps in, calls him out, threatens to take him to court. And then after what I've seen that video I shot on that Dale Earnhardt Jr., man, I busted them, dude. And my mom watched it, and because mom's on Brad's side now, man. Brad's got her, dude. Brad's me. Brad's the guy I wasn't. He remodeled her dad's old Coke company, and now he built her dream home, her home. I didn't build it. She can identify with him. She can accept a guy like him in Thomasville. He's not trying to be a vegetarian actor, Like, even though I'm about to be maybe a movie star, mom has always dated guys like Brad. My dad was, came from a very poor family, which is fine, nothing wrong with that. But he didn't, my mom's side of the family had the Coke plant. And my dad was a badass, man, mechanically. He built that robot. He built go-karts, lawnmowers. So mom loves that kind of man. So every guy she's dated since that has been her boyfriend now is pretty much a redneck. I think he's a good guy, but now I'm not so sure. I know he was envious and shit talked me, and mom started admitting it. He didn't respect you because you don't work with your hands like they do. And I said, yeah, but I create the shows that he wants to watch every night when he gets home. It's like, I got him hooked on that show. What's it called? Hell on Wheels. And once I demonstrated I'm the guy that creates those shows, without me, that show that you love so much wouldn't exist. Well, guess what? He stopped watching it.
It's like, well, and that's the thing. It's like I don't care what people do. I like people with work ethic. I mean, that's just basic.
Exactly.
I've always surrounded myself with people that have a strong. And that's the thing. If I did a job and I pulled $800,000 off of it, that money would have gone straight into an investment account.
Exactly.
I still would have been driving the same damn pickup truck.
Right.
Still would have been working out of the same building. I still would have been living in the same house. That's the thing. I don't.
Smart. Yeah, smart with your money.
Well, it's just that, but I found over the years that these people, I don't give a shit what somebody does.
Yeah.
As long as you're passionate.
Exactly.
About it, you're happy. You're passionate, you're happy, you got work ethic, and it doesn't matter how much money you make.
Thank you. Exactly. Dude, I put like 500 hours in that commercial project, and it made Mike's head spin. He thought I was some lazy rich kid, dude. He found out it was the opposite. I'm a workaholic. Dude, I was pulling all-nighters. I shot that thing for 2 months, man, and I'm talking every day. I worked straight through my own birthday. I got up on my birthday. I said, well, you and I talked, even the Panama City trip didn't work out. And my birthday rolled around. I said, well, shoot, I don't really have friends around here. I want nothing else. I want to do this commercial. Like, I was so into it. And I'm editing. I'm doing the whole thing. Dude, I literally probably put 500 hours in that thing for 2 months. And it made Mike's head spin. Because I'm not even getting paid. I'm about to pitch. I met a girl today that works for Coca-Cola. I'm about to pitch it to Coke. Like, it's the thing's going to happen, man. I know it. And that made Mike even hate me even more, because I just proved him he can no longer think of me as a lazy rich kid. I'm the opposite. I'm a workaholic, passionate guy who's trying to literally help better the world with that whole campaign. You met Chris Knight that wrote the song. I said, man, I want people to start thinking about little victories, not big things like Brad's big ass boat. And I said, if Brad wasn't so obsessed with a big ass boat and a beach house, he wouldn't be trying to rip you off, Mom. Like,
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If I did a job and I pulled $800,000 off of it, that money would have gone straight into an investment account.
Exactly.
I still would have been driving the same damn pickup truck.
Right.
Still would have been working out of the same building. I still would have been living in the same house. That's the thing.
Smart. Yeah, smart with your money.
Well, it's just that, but I found over the years that the things that you own end up owning you.
Exactly. That's stuff owns you. You don't own stuff. Yeah. Well, Brad, we both know is not that way, and man, he's turned into a monster. Because number 76 rolled into town, and I clotheslined his ass. Like, number 76 is still the team captain, state champion. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, we thought Lance was just like a failed, depressed, lazy dude that slept till noon. Because sometimes I will work till 3, 4, 5 a.m. editing. People don't realize editing, like, until I'll sleep, and then I'll start my day later, because my dad was the same way. We're night owls. The juices get floating. Dad sit out there and build that robot till 2 or 3 a.m. and then roll into the Coke company at 10 or 11 a.m. That's just how we're programmed. Like, we work through the night. I said, Mom, I'll bust up this driveway till 1 a.m. with a sledgehammer, go to bed, get up at noon, and start all over again. Like, I don't have to be like everybody else to work. It's just, I'm like Dad, But she hates that, because she didn't like that about Dad, because he'd sit out there all night and do that instead of spending time with her, spending time with me. So it's like a kind of reminder, Dad, like, Dad messed her up, did a bunch of numbers on her. It's like, but man, I know it sounds crazy, but dude, that guy Brad, so that's why he contacted you, man. It's, you know it. That's why he was pumping you for information. He wants to know if I'm after him and if you're a threat.
I mean, I agree. I think he pulled me into that church project now because he kind of caught me off guard. When
Exactly, and I knew it.
He said, yeah. He says, yeah. His mom told me that y'all were hanging out. I was like,
I told him, dude.
I said, that's just weird. Why would his? I said, why in the world would his mom even be?
See, he can't even. He's so stupid. He can't get his lies straight.
Yeah.
I told him that day he mad dogged me. I said, this some bitch really forced me to look him in the eye and shake his hand. So I played along because I'm one step ahead of him. If I alarm him, if I call him out and like get violent, then he can use that. Oh man, Lance got violent with me. He can tell the police. He can, So I just play it cool, man, aloof, just like. But then I knew I'd really have him when we started walking towards the house, and I said, "So, I think do you know Tony Garver?" Yeah. Oh yeah. We went down. Got a motorcycle. I said something like, "Yeah, we went riding, and we went down a show the other night in Tallahassee. See this guy, boy. He looked like oh shit." And I said, "Yeah." And then whatever, all of a sudden out of context like you, he starts talking about church. I said, "Dude, church ain't gonna save you now, brother. Nothing's gonna save you." He knows I'm like, he's so arrogant, man. He think I told mom that day of that ride, I said, that Brad better pump his fucking brakes, Turbo. You better slow your roll, cause I'm here now.
Yeah, he'll try to put one over on you until you call him out on it, and he'll backtrack like a mother.
That's what he did.
Yeah, he backtracked like hell with Robbie because Robbie told him about this. Oh, you know that guy? You know that doctor's a very good friend of mine. Oh, really? I told Robbie. I said, man, I said, y'all quoted that job, right? He said, yeah. He said, we quoted the job. We went over with him. He said, he's a buddy of mine. We'll do the job. And I said, Brad sent me the plans on that. He said, after he talked about the church, he said, oh, you want to build a house? You want to build a big house? And I'm like, so he was already, right off the bat, trying to find somebody that would undercut Bannister's price.
Wow.
So he could keep Bannister's price because he already knew he was a shoe-in for that job. He was already trying to find somebody that could possibly do the job cheaper than Bannister.
Yeah.
So that he could stick with Bannister's price and make even more money off of it. Just squeeze him as much as he could. And that's what Robbie said, man. He said, I just feel so bad for those people. He said, because he knows what he's going to do. He knows damn well what Brad's going to do.
All right. Well, look, Tony. Look, your brother too, right? Your brother's a solid dude. Hates him. Dude, I got
brother-in-law, but yeah, he just he knows how he is. He reminds him of he had a buddy named Walter that he was like that. But Walter was bipolar and he would just do weird stuff. It's like he said Robbie was telling me about Kickapoo Plantation.
Yeah.
When Brad did Kickapoo Plantation, he built this awesome. Kickapoo, the guy that owned the place, he built this awesome clay pigeon thrower that's like a bunker, and he put like these 4 automated clay pigeon throwers up underneath there. I mean, they were ridiculous, like $10,000 a piece, and they were automated. And you stood on top of the bunker, and they shot out from underneath you, and you shot out over the lake.
Yeah.
And cool setup. Well, they built the whole thing and finished it up. Well, Brad, the next day when it's ready, he said Brad takes a shotgun out there and goes out there and starts shooting clay pigeons. And he said the owner came out there and was so furious because nobody. He said, if I'm supposed to spend that kind of money to build something like that, I'll be damned if you're going to be the first one to be out here.
Wow.
But for Brad to even think that was okay,
right?
It just tells you something about his personality. That's just something.
He's a psychopath, dude. But let me tell you something, man. I know these GBI girls. I don't know where they're all at, but I know I think one might have moved to Texas. I know one was in Albany. And these girls, man, they love me because I respected them because I didn't use her for sex, you know. I was trying to get them a TV show. They thought I was cool because, you know, anyway, you know, because I was in the entertainment business stuff. But I got to round them up and see. But they'll put me in touch with the other ones. You know, if one of them might still be in Texas, she might have moved back. I don't know, but I'll tell them, you know, if you look, I won't even have to mention your name yet if you don't want me to, but you know, I'll get them to say, look, you got to offer this guy some protection or something, because dude, if I prove there's poison on that Burt's Beeswax and there's poison in my body, because I'm gonna have to do this tomorrow now after talking to you. I should have done it sooner, dude. I even got these little.
Do the blood work and the hair sample, because that's usually the hairs where it stays long if something's going on. I mean,
because I got these little breakouts on my leg, like these little, like, sores. You see, I'm a healthy dude, man. I've never had anything like that. I'm like, why the hell did I got these little sores on my leg? Like, you know, and the coughing. I did, dude, for several different times. I had these attacks, and the first time it happened, that Charlotte bitch was over there. And I started coughing like I thought I was going to have an asthma attack. Like, what the hell's in the air? I said, Mom, what are they doing over that house? What's going on? I said, I can't hardly breathe. Like, I really felt like I was and they're just watching me, man. And like Mom's not going. Mom's like, well, yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff in the air from the house. Like, look, I don't know if it started before, like, Brad got to my mom, because my mom was shopping to buy a house, not build at first.
I had one of my best friends. He'd come back from the Navy. And he met this psycho chick, man, and she was like genuinely off her damn rocker. And I was in between houses. I was down from a buddy of mine's house, looking to buy a house. Needed a place to stay for a little while. Well, she didn't want me there.
Yeah.
She was very manipulative, very controlling of him. All sorts of stuff. Well, it was like I had been there just a couple weeks. I was like, well, I'll be out the next couple of weeks. I'm going to buy a house. She said, out of the blue night, fucking midnight, she said, I want to cook y'all supper.
See?
And I was like, okay. I said, whatever. So she cooks hamburger helper for me and him at 12 o'clock at night. Now, we both eat the same food. I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning violently, shaking violently and vomiting everywhere for like 4 hours.
Wow.
I was like, and the thing is, she kept a little aquarium in the house with turtles in it. She was obsessed with turtles. And she made the comment to me weeks prior that turtle feces is like extremely toxic.
What?
I mean, it's extremely toxic. So you have to wash. She made a point of that. She said you have to wash your hands. You have to, you can't mess with that stuff. It's very toxic. I was like, okay, I know that's what the hell she did. She went over to the aquarium because she kept the aquarium in the kitchen.
Yeah.
She went over to the damn aquarium. She put that shit in my literally put shit in my damn bowl of hamburger helper crap that she cooked for me. And man, I thought I was gonna die. I seriously thought that was it for me, because I'd never been in a situation where I had been ill or nauseous and throwing up and had those weird ass shakes. I mean, I could tell. It was like my body was like convulsing. I'm like, man, this is fucked up here. And I knew that's what I knew she had done something. Like I told And she's like, oh, it must be food poisoning. I said, we all eat the same damn thing.
Wow.
I told Jason.
I don't doubt. I know my friend. She just said she thinks some like these girls at work that hate her poison her. So I said, look, when I talk to these GBIs, if they run the lab, I'll see if they'll run your water bottle. But well, man, this shit's real, and I'm gonna reach out to GBI tomorrow. I'm gonna tell them everything. It's like if you've ever wanted to take down Brad Hinson, now we can do it, because I literally think he tried to kill me, man. And that's why he reached out. I knew as soon as you said, I said, man, he's trying to find out shit from Tony. And then I said, shit, he might hire me on this job and try to kill Tony too or something, man. People are crazy. And that Brad, like you said, that all his actions, all the other stories, man, he's a bad dude. So I don't want to put you in danger, man. But if it comes down to it, I'll make sure the GBI gives you protect or something to let some bitches in jail. Because man, that dude's gonna beg for mercy when I get done with him. And that's what
I definitely. I'd look at some of the if you could get your hands on it. I look at some of the billing, see what the original estimate was.
Exactly.
Find a way that you can find out what his quote was. And what I found was really on it too is his brother-in-law just found him to commit suicide.
I know, dude. That's what I'm saying. I was like, Mom goes, oh, Brad's brother-in-law committed suicide. And then the whole time all this weird shit's going around. And then, dude, one time I ate some fish tacos. Mom got me some fish tacos. I woke up, I puked my brains out from those things.
Really?
It's like they've made attempts to poison me and it hasn't worked. I mean, I sound crazy, dude. It's like God's got my back or something. And I know that part. It's like, dude, it's been weird, man. It's like, damn. I don't know, man. And that fish shit, that last money, my mom was acting like a weirdo, nervous wreck the whole day. Like, this is going to have to be the day we're going to have to kill him. Like, dude, dude, I looked at Mom's text messages, man. They text each other like they're in love. Oh, I thought about you today. I took this picture of these flowers. Oh, look what I cooked for dinner. Oh, yummy.
Yeah, that's him. That's him being manipulative. That's just him just trying to buddy up. He's trying to.
And all those symptoms I had of this poison shit are gone now that I'm gone. It hasn't happened, man. Well, it happened once, I think, and that's when I start. All right, process of elimination. If they try to poison me, is it my medication? Is it my? And then I go no, because I took it again. The next, it's fine. And then this Burt's Beeswax is in my hand, and I go, whoa, Mom knows how much I love Burt's Beeswax. So I put that shit in a Ziploc bag. I go, that could be it. Because,
I was going to get with your mom, my baby monitor's down. I can't get this thing in the house.
Do you what?
I said, my baby monitor's dying. I got to get this thing back in the house on charge.
All right. Well, yeah, it's late, but man, look, I'll talk to this GBI. I won't say your name. I'll just say, look, I got a buddy down there. He's a good dude, and he's confirmed. I don't get, and they'll look. I'm just gonna run the story. Look, they're gonna clearly see, and I'll say he actually reached out to him. And dude, what day was that? Was that yesterday or?
It seems like he wanted to quote. He wanted to quote on the church by Thursday. I gotta go back to my phone and find out when it was.
When did he talk to you in person?
That was, I think it was. I have to look at my calendar because it was just recently. It was either the end of last or the first of this week. All my days just run together.
Mm-hmm.
It was either end of last week or first of this week because I had on there to meet with Brad in my calendar book. So I have to find my.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's not super important. I just
Well, when did his brother?
I was just wondering if it was before or after I left. And what's that whole brother-in-law story? I mean, do you know? I mean that.
Suicide when it was like.
Or did he commit suicide? I mean.
Yeah, I think they said that he hung himself. It was either Wednesday or I think it was. It wasn't this Wednesday. It had to have been last week.
Yeah, week before.
Yeah, so it was last week. So if it was last week, then he did it. And I think it was like Wednesday. That's when we met because I think he did it the day before, like on Tuesday. And something like, you heard my brother-in-law committed suicide yesterday or something. And I was like, oh, yeah, somebody posted, or over the weekend.
Yeah, Mom told me about it.
Somebody posted something on Facebook.
Dude, it's a possibility. There was something going on with him and Brad killed that son. I mean, dude, it's just like, dude, look, man, I've spent my entire adult life in LA, New York, Nashville, Atlanta, big cities. I've dealt with crooks. I've dealt with bad record label employers. You know, I know when shit's up. You know, and like I said, I've got almost a damn near perfect batting average. And friends of mine started to confirm it. Like, yeah, you were right about that. You were right about, my buddy Sal's right about a guy that scammed him. And I've been telling Mom, I see 3 people from a mile away. And Mom's like, oh, and Brad's put a spell on her. And that motherfucker, dude, I swear, if there's poison in my body and my hair and they run that DNA shit or whatever, like forensics, he's going down. He will die in prison. It's attempted murder, man. And I know they did, dude. It just I felt shitty so many times. And now that I'm gone, not one. Except that one, and I said, shit, man, it might be this Burt's Beeswax. But I don't want to put any stress on you, man, because I know you got, so just, I won't name any names, but I'll just say, look, everybody, he confirmed shit, and like, just stay away from him. Big time. And just act like we never talk, because like, look, the more we just let him relax, and he'll just think, oh, Lance is gone, he's just focused on his movie, Tony didn't know anything, we're all good until the GBI nail his ass.